I'm Jacqueline Johnson.
And I'm Marina Middleton.
And this is Work Party, a podcast that's part work and part party. Work Party celebrates a new generation of women who are redefining the meaning of work on their own terms and having fun while doing it.
In this podcast, we are diving into all the areas of being a working woman: mind, body, and business. No topic is off limit.
Real talk and hot takes. Think of us as your internet work wives. This is Work Party,
the podcast.
Wait, where's the champagne?
Welcome back to Work Party. Today's special episode is in celebration of our annual 100 list. Create and Cultivate's 100 list honors 10 women in 10 different categories who are building, leading, and influencing at scale. They are moving markets, shaping culture, and making decisions that matter. This year, Create and Cultivate's 2026 100 list will span industries, generations, and stages of success, from first-time founders to legacy leaders, each setting the pace, raising the standards, and moving culture forward. This episode highlights our all-star category.
For these two-time Create and Cultivate 100 list nominees, we'll explore pivots, risks, and how they've challenged themselves to dream new dreams after accomplishing so much. Let's dive in as we hear from Allison Ellsworth, Kelsey Knight, Chriselle Lim, Greg Renfrew, and Alli Webb.
Hello. Hi, my name is Allison Ellsworth, and I'm the co-founder of Poppy Soda. The biggest piece of advice that I have for someone that wants to start over, I just personally went through this. After selling my company to Pepsi for almost $2 billion, I had to think very differently. One thing that I learned is the number one thing people have is freedom. Freedom to do what you want, with who you want, when you want. But with freedom, there's no purpose. So I think finding your next purpose is the most important thing while starting over. Purpose is way more powerful than money. In this new season of life, one thing I really had to let go of was perfection. I had to figure out what was next, and that can look messy. It can look awkward. It can sometimes even be embarrassing trying to figure out what you're doing next. I say embrace it. Embrace the messiness. Embrace the embarrassment. I think it's one of the most underexplored emotions when it comes to success. Since the last time I was on CNC 100, the biggest thing I've learned is how to be a better leader. Every day, learning to lead is hard. You have to learn through example, time, podcasts, mentors. Learning to lead is something you need to work on daily, and it's something that I cherish. There's this myth that we've all been taught, that success looks like seriousness. I'm here to tell you that fun is fuel. Don't take yourself so serious. Pave your own path, look different, be a trendsetter, and have fun while doing it, because I'm here to tell you fun is the number one way to not burn out. So go out there, have fun, and be successful.
Okay. It's been awesome. This is so cute. Okay. Hey everyone, I'm Kelsey Knight. I'm a television host, podcaster, and author. My advice for someone who's ready to start over is that you just be delusional until you make it. It's not even faking it till you make it. Picture yourself where you want to be, and you can be anything you want. I'm literally a person from a small town with no silver spoon, no connections in Hollywood, and here I am. One thing that I think everybody needs to let go of going into the new season of their life is you have to get good with being the villain in someone else's story. I think that for so long I tried to be perfect and so well liked. And the truth is that sometimes in business, people are going to dislike you. And it's okay that not everyone gets it. And that's actually your superpower. Since the last time I was on the CNC 100, I was there with my podcast, I think 10 years ago, I have learned to overcome my scarcity mindset. At that time, we were blowing up. We were such a big podcast. We had our show on E! And I was like, I better hang on tight because this is the only chance I'm ever going to get in Hollywood to be successful. And here I am all these years later, still making my dreams come true. And so I just think the race is really long and there's seasons for everything. You know, this year I'm releasing my new book, and really the feature of it is all about how, you know, it has in the past been good to be good, but I actually think now it might be good to be a little bit bad. I think that For someone like me who grew up with not a lot mental illness in my family, had a lot of ups and downs, realizing that you don't always have to be perfect, and that some of the things like the rejection and the heartbreak will actually catapult you into setting your life on fire in the most glorious, biggest, successful ways. So you actually have to go through the bad stuff to be good. I would say that what I want to tell all the girls out there is that you're a bad bitch. You are that girl, and you can be that girl. You can be anything you want. Literally, we're in fantasy Hollywood land. You just decide who you're going to be, and then you be it. You don't have to wait for permission. Just do it. I'm obsessed with make-believe, so I love working in Hollywood because everything is fake. And when you realize that and you're like, I just want to live in the fantasy. I want to be on the red carpet. I want to be like smelling celebrities and seeing their gowns and their borrowed diamonds. And like, I love the make-believe of it all. It's like I'm constantly just being that girl who's just dressing up in her mom's closet, except now I'm like standing next to Charlize Theron, who's very tall, by the way. I'm just happy to be here. Thank you, Jacqueline.
Nice. Okay. Oh God. The land, the sea. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Hi, I'm Chriselle Lim. I'm the creative director and founder of Flare. My advice for anyone who is going to start over is just do it. You just got to jump. You can't overthink it. It's scary. You have to embrace it, and you just have to jump. I always say that when you jump, the net will appear. The one thing I had to let go of going into this new season was really how I viewed myself. I think we all have limitations of ourselves, of what we can do, what we can't do. But I think we are our best, worst enemies at times. So as I was going into this new season, I really had to be the biggest champion for myself. And I would have to say things to myself that I didn't sometimes even believe about myself, but I had to repeat those things to really believe it. And eventually I did. The last time since I've been a CNC 100, which was a long time ago, I've gone through a lot. And it's really important to have goals and ambitions and a roadmap. But sometimes you can't plan what's going to happen in the future. And so I always say the path to success is never linear. It's complicated. It's messy. But you will always end up where you are meant to be if you keep going. And so for me, I'm really proud of all the obstacles and difficulties that I pushed through during those times that led me here. My advice to any women that are creators, entrepreneurs, is be authentically yourself. I know we hear that over and over again, but I think that is a superpower that we hold, is being vulnerable and showing the imperfections, because that is what makes us special and unique. And that storytelling and what you've gone through and being able to show that through your own personal stories or through a product, that is a very powerful tool. And sometimes we forget that the most powerful tool is just within us. Thank you so much. It was great. Thank you.
Take a seat, please.
I have about 9,000 things I have to do today. My name is Greg Renfrew. I'm the founder and CEO of Counter. My advice is someone who is ready and willing to start over is that it is always a lot harder than you think it's going to be. So be prepared that just because you've done something before doesn't mean that it's going to come easily and naturally the second time around. But with that said, go into it knowing that you've done this before and have confidence in your abilities to see things through. I think the thing that I've had to let go of over the last year or two is really holding on to the past, my frustrations with things that happened with my old company, anger, resentment, feeling that things didn't go the way that I wanted to. You have to just take those as facts and move on and look forward without carrying the baggage with you. It will allow for you to build in a new and clean way. I think the thing that I've learned since last time I was on this list is that things won't always go your way. And even when you think you're at the top of your game, it still might not go exactly your way, but you can pick yourself up and get back out there and do it again really successfully another time. And even though you partner with someone or you sell your company or you think you've figured it all out, there's always time to grow, to learn, and to move forward. I think the last thing that I would say is if you're thinking about going forward, if there's still something in your heart that makes you want to start again or do another company or continue to build on something that has gone slightly awry or has been challenging, I would just say go for it.
Good luck at that. My name is Alli Webb. I'm the founder of Dry Bar and Messy. My best advice for someone who wants to start over, really think about what they want to do and make sure that they're following their passion and the thing that gets them out of bed in the morning. I think early on, we all kind of fall into this like doing what our parents think we should do or what society thinks we should do. But I think if you can get yourself in a position to really follow your passion, that thing that just lights you up, not worrying about the money so much yet and just following and chasing your dream. I always recommend planning out, kind of your strategy for how you're going to do that. So it might not mean quitting your job tomorrow, but like quitting your job in a year and saving enough money to be able to do what you want to do. So having a game plan and strategy as you think through what your future looks like. But I always say go for it. One of the biggest life lessons I've learned as I've grown as a human and as a leader and CEO and founder is letting go of my ego. When you can let go of your ego and your need to be in control and have all the answers and know everything and allow other people to have some say in what you're doing and just not take everything so personally and not be offended so easily, I think that's been the biggest lesson for me in the last couple of years. The biggest thing I've learned is is to be really intentional about what I'm doing, like paying closer attention to my body, to the energy around me, like knowing when to say yes and when to say no, and really like taking a step back to determine whether I want to do this or that. I think early in my career, I didn't pay attention to that stuff and got very drained and burned out. And now I think I'm much more aware of the things that drain me, that don't feel right, versus, an older version of me that just would have done it no matter what. I always talk about the fact that I didn't go to college and I don't have a fancy business degree, but I figured it out. I'm such a seeker by nature, and I read so many books and I listened to so many things and I talked to so many people, and sometimes you just figure it out as you go. But I think that that's the biggest thing is like, there's so many women who are taking that leap now and didn't have the role models back then that are available now. And, I always tell people to go to as many events as you can, talk to as many women as you can, build your network. And I think that like the more of us that are doing, it's kind of like, all ships rise when we are in this together. So there's just a lot more inspiration out there nowadays.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Work Party. If you like what you heard, follow, leave a review, rate the pod, or slide into our DMs.
Check out the different ways you can create and cultivate on our website, createcultivate.com. From retreats and masterminds to our summits and festival.
We have different experiences to support you through your entrepreneurial journey from launch
to legacy.
Follow us at Create Cultivate on all platforms, and don't forget, work hard.
Party on.
Please note that this episode may contain paid endorsements and advertisements for products and services. Individuals on the show may have a direct or indirect financial interest in products or services referred to in this episode.